Hey y'all, this is Sydney
and V.
Welcome to another episode of The Flow Up, the awkward and real lighthearted podcast about dealing with the struggles of making it to the glow up.
Yep.
Here we are again. Here we are again.
Another week, another time.
Another week.
I almost said another $1, but that's not true.
Listen, still no dollars. Another week, but no dollars. How that works?
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, so we are here.
We here, and normally every time we start these episodes, we start with like, "Oh, how you doing? How was your week?" But it's like almost every time we say, "Oh, this week been rough. Oh, this was a hard week. Oh, it was so difficult." Yeah. But shit, it's the truth.
Because it's the truth, okay? Life has not yet taken its foot off of either of our necks.
Oh my God.
And so, that's all we can do on this here thing is tell the truth. And unfortunately, again, this was another rough week.
It was so rough for no reason. Like, I wish we could come one week and be like, "Oh, this was such an amazing week.
Guess what?"
Right. And I mean, aside from the obvious, like, yes, we live to live another day. Like, okay.
Because yes, we are grateful,
right,
for life and breath and those things.
But shit,
right?
Damn,
right. Like started the week off with sickness. You could probably hear it in my voice a little bit. Like I was sick, got a upper respiratory infection, so that's always a fun way. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I went to the doctor today, found out it was another upper respiratory infection. So that's lit. Like my chest hurts, I'm coughing up blood, a whole nine. And then I have on Saturday? Was it Saturday? Yeah, I found out I had a furry friend living with me. A friend and I were having brunch at my house. And this little mouse had the audacity to show itself.
First of all, I was confused when you said furry friend. I was like, what?
You were like, wait, bitch.
Wait, what?
We didn't talk about this. What is this? No, yeah, I had a little rodent. Weird. That little nigga was just in my house. And I don't like disrespectful because first of all, he didn't pay me no rent. He didn't ask my permission to be here.
Nothing.
So I'm like, first of all, who are you?
Jeez.
But yeah, that had me pretty shook. I was driving around town. I had to drive like 30 minutes away to find specific traps to try to catch this little thing. Like I was shook to my core.
Yeah.
Cleaned out my whole closet. Y'all should have seen it. It was Sunday? Mm-hmm. I called or texted V. I was like, "Hey, dog, like if I buy you dinner, can you come sit with me while I clean out this closet?" Because I was so scared to clean out my closet, like, and that this little rodent, this little mouse would come and jump out. Oh, it was too much.
And I said yes, but I was scared too. I just didn't say.
Oh, listen, we were both like shook up, like, ooh, hold on. I was looking crazy with leggings tucked into socks and boots with scarves wrapped around my mouth.
I was gonna say you sure did have your scarf.
I sure did. Long sleeve gloves on. It was me versus that.
We like barricaded all the doors and
I got the towels under every opening and crack of my apartment. Like it's real. But good news, I never saw it again after that day.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I never saw him again. So that's a blessing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that part of my life is over. It was very brief, but traumatic, and I'm glad it's done.
Right.
But yes, how about you?
Dun, 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 dun. Right. Right. This week, as always, but this week has been a little bit more rough for me. Yeah. I think just emotionally, it's been really draining. Mm-hmm. I kind of mentioned it, or we've mentioned it on the previous episodes, that one of the things that I did struggle with is depression, and a lot of times depression comes in waves.
Right.
And sometimes is worse than others. So on an okay day, mm-hmm. like, I'm able to kind of shake it off, listen to some music, go on a walk, feel a little bit better. But there's some days where like my day is canceled.
Right.
I can't get out of bed. Wow, city life.
Oh my God.
Hey, no, that's real though, But there's some days I can't get out of bed. I don't eat. I don't do anything. I don't even watch TV. You know what I mean? It's just kind of one of those things where you're sitting and it's like 12 noon.
Right.
And then you look back up at the clock and it's 4 o'clock. You're like
what got done today?
What happened? What happened to the day? and then you start kind of beating yourself up over it, and it's a cycle. So I've been dealing with a lot of the latter lately, and it's not fun.
Yeah,
it's not fun, and I'm still trying to figure out how can I have more control over my emotions and my circumstances. You know, because I think that's one of the worst parts of dealing with depression is feeling helpless.
Right. Yeah.
You know, you kind of feel like, well, bitch, it's your body, it's your mind.
Right.
Like, you should be able to control it. You should be able to do something, if it's just like clean your room.
Oof, listen.
You know, like, you should be able to.
Yes.
Like, this is your life, and this is the only one that you have, and you're the only one that should have control over it.
Right.
So, bitch, if you don't got control over it, who do?
Right. If you can't get yourself up and take a shower, bitch, then what else is like? What are you doing?
So I've been really trying to just kind of cope with that.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm just frustrated because this isn't something new that I've dealt with. This isn't something that, like, oh wow, these feelings, where did they come from?
Right.
So that's even more of a reason why I'm like, wow, get it together.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and that's kind of like, so we don't want this to be, of course, like a heavy or dark episode, but this is one of our more, I guess, real episodes, because we are at a time where seasonal depression is sneaking up on a lot of us. And for those of us who deal with clinical depression on top of seasonal depression, it's just kind of like a shit show.
And it's not to say that our other episodes not real, but, you know, sometimes we be trying to smile and stuff and be like,
we
oh,
do.
Girl.
We do. We come in here and sometimes we swallow our stuff and we're like, all right, so these love languages.
Right.
All right, so these relationships, you know,
and that
what I mean?
Was cute. That was so cute.
Very cute. And I mean, it's like you said, it's still real.
Right.
But sometimes you can't, like, sometimes you don't have the energy to talk or think about relationships when you can't even get out of bed, when you find yourself calling out of work and you don't know why. Yes. You know what I mean? When you just know you can't get through the day and you can't figure out what's going on, or why all of a sudden you woke up and just couldn't.
Exactly. Or even when it becomes physical.
Yes.
Like, that's actually something that bothers me. When I was a kid, I used to have really bad, like, stomach aches and things like that. And I didn't know why. You know, so I was always at the doctor and I'm like, you know, something's wrong with me. Figure it out. And they would always be like, well, all the tests came back normal, so we don't know. And I'm like,
good luck.
Nigga, like, you're not listening to me.
Right, you're like,
I know something's wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and now that I'm a little bit older and I've, you know, obviously dealt with this a long time, I do realize that that was a symptom of the depression, which is something that literally 25 years just found that out.
So, wow, same.
Yeah, so there's levels to it, you know?
Yeah, it was this year that through talking to a Talkspace therapist, which I'm just going to take a moment to plug this in. There is a website called Talkspace.com. It is online therapy, super convenient. This app matches you with a licensed therapist who can talk to you on your schedule. So you can either do video chat or you can do texts, and it can be something like where you send them a message and they respond, and then you go through your day, and like you respond when you have time, you know. So if you're not necessarily ready to go sit on someone's couch and speak to someone in person like me, or, you know, you just don't quite have the time, that is a great resource. And it was through that I actually found out I have depression. Because before I just thought I had these moods, you know what I mean? I thought I just get in these moods when I don't know, you know what I mean? Or when I'm too tired, or I just get irritated and I don't know what happened. I found out those are all symptoms of depression. Nice. So I was like lit.
Like, great, wow.
Where I was like, awesome, nice. But in being able to identify it, like you said, it doesn't necessarily help all the time,
right? But
at least to know what it is,
right? No, that's good. And I'm such a huge advocate for talking to a professional.
Absolutely.
But sidebar that people don't always mention, I'm also a huge advocate on choosing the right therapist.
Please do not be afraid to shop around.
Yes, because just because you chose a therapist for the first time, or maybe one was chosen for you, you're allowed to say, actually, we're not connecting.
Exactly.
Actually, this isn't working out. I'm going to choose somebody else. I had to learn that the hard way.
Oh yeah, the stories you told me about some of them therapists. Too much. Like,
I mean, I have therapists like come at me like, you know, in ways that they're not. Like, you're a professional. You're not supposed to talk to me like that. So yeah, I got some stories. If y'all want to know some stories, y'all have to send us an email so I can give y'all some details. But
yes, please don't be afraid to shop around, because they're supposed to be there to help you. And so if at any point they're not helping you anymore, then you absolutely owe it to yourself. It is your responsibility to go ahead and cut that cord. It's nothing personal. Right. They understand it's nothing personal. You know what I mean? Like, and move forward. Otherwise, you just spending money and not getting no help.
And that's the worst.
And that's the worst, because that'll make you mad.
Don't let them bully you with your money.
Because no.
Lord.
So, yeah, I guess, I don't know. I guess since we're both kind of in this season of depression, it's kind of weird. Because, like, I've been feeling like mine has been coming in waves. Like, so I'll have depressive episodes for 2 days straight. Mm-hmm. And then the third day be like, life is great. The sun is shining. I am thankful. I want to be outside. Look at all the wonderful people. Christmas is in the air. Great.
Christmas.
Other days where I feel like the Grinch, where I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up. Like, look at you people just spending your money, capitalist. Da, da, da. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just mean and I'm negative and I don't shower. Like, my face starts breaking out. I start gaining weight because I'm just eating crazy on the fourth day. You know what I mean? And so, and that sometimes that feels worse. No, it is worse. I'm not gonna lie. It's worse when you have an up day in the middle of a depressive episode.
Yes.
And then the very next day you go back to shit. Because now it's like you're doubling down. Now you're like, whoa. So you really ain't shit, huh? Because yesterday we had a good day.
Right.
Why can't we just have one today?
Right.
This is your fault. Yeah, so we wanted this episode to be super transparent, first of all. Like, so we have no structure, no nothing for this.
No, we just talking.
We are just talking.
Enjoy.
And we kind of wanted to just kind of give, I guess, I don't know, like individual perspectives on how we get through our things, and maybe some things we've learned in therapy that maybe we're not applying right now, but we know to be like tried and true.
Right. And to just give some perspective to the idea that if you have depression, anxiety, or any type of mental illness, it is not a one-size-fits-all type deal.
Correct.
So like Sid mentioned earlier, you know, when she is going through her depressive episodes, it comes in waves. And I'm guessing kind of like short waves, like you described. One day you might be good and the next day you might be bad, you know. For me, on average, it works a little differently. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's like I always start high. Right. And then I could feel myself getting low.
Oh, that's the worst.
So when I feel myself going low, it's like, all right, catch it.
That's the worst.
You know, and I overcompensate to try not to get in that mood, because I know how bad it can get, right? So I'm like, oh, I feel myself going down. All right, what's gonna make you feel better? Go to the beach. Okay. I
start in crisis management mode. Yeah.
I start panicking. I'm like, okay, work out. Okay, you want the pizza? Fuck it. Get the pizza and ice cream. All right. Fuck, I'm still going down. What do I do? Mom.
And especially like when you know you're not, like you don't have time for it. When you're like, I don't have time to be depressed right now. No. I can't.
Listen, let me tell you how stressed out I am.
Listen. Oof,
tax season is less than 60 days away.
Yes, and she is a tax professional, and she has her own business. Go ahead and plug that in.
Yes.
Williams Mobile Tax and Notary Service.
I'm sorry, guys. Yes.
Just a shameless plug, but yes. Go ahead. Sorry.
I do have my own business, and now I'll post about it a little bit later. But knowing that you have responsibilities and knowing that you have things to do, it kind of makes it worse. It makes
it scary almost.
It makes that anxiety rise in it. So not only are you slipping down this slippery slope of fiery hell, you're also panicked about it. You can't even like just coast into it and be like, okay, we'll ride this out.
Yes.
You know, you'll get through it. You know, eventually you're going to hit the bottom, but then you know you're going to get back up. You can't even do that because you're panicking, trying to like fight to scramble back to the top. Yep. And as much as I know that, like, I can't help it.
Yep.
I can't help it. It's so frustrating.
I'm the same exact way. And it's funny that you mentioned that, because that was actually one of the things I talked with my Talkspace therapist about, was knowing when it's about to come and not knowing what to do. And funny thing, she actually said that, to like just lean into it. She's like, when you feel it coming, just lean into it, because chances are the damage control will be better if you just let it come to you than if you try to prevent it, because it's going to happen regardless, because unfortunately that's just how depression works. It's, you know what I mean? That's just the way our brains are wired, our systems work, whatever. So it's going to come regardless. So it's better to just let it come and like kind of turn on your self-awareness. So you're like, all right, you know what I mean? Like, because you can feel it when you wake up. So like you wake up and you're like, all right, I can already tell what kind of day this is. So that means I probably need to be, you know what I mean? Like I probably need to be a little bit more slower in how I react. I probably need, you know, to get up earlier to make sure nothing happens, that I'm not late. Because any minor inconvenience that comes will set me off.
Absolutely.
Anything. Like if somebody's driving too slow, if I get caught in accidental traffic because, you know, I left late, like now I'm just mad. And so now I'm pissed before like my day has even really started. And so it's just going to go downhill, which means all my days after that, it's just going to be a domino effect.
Yes.
So she was like, girl, I'm paraphrasing, obviously. Basically, she was just like, girl,
yeah. Let me tell you what you're going to have to do to handle this situation. Let me tell you real quick. My medical professional
did not speak to me like that. But essentially, she was just like, girl, like, let it come to you. Slow down. And whatever your normal routine is, understand that some things may not happen. So you may not be able to do your skincare routine 3 times a day like you normally do. That's fine.
Right.
Give yourself a break. And I think the biggest thing for me is just like how you talk to yourself when you're in that state.
Yeah, sure.
Because that can contribute to how bad it's going to be, how bad that wave is going to be.
I get you. And that is true, right?
These are all fluffy, nice things to say.
Right. It's just like in practice, my nigga.
Yep.
You know? So what I've done is I hear all that, right? I've heard, you know, therapists, self-help books. That's my shit. I love to read a good self-help book, right?
Same.
And I internalized it, right? And I know for myself, it's not realistic for me to do everything on that list at the same time and expect it to work.
Yes.
So I'm like, all right, V, we want to be better, one step at a time.
Right.
So the one thing that I'm focusing on right now currently is controlling my anger when I drive. Because that's a really big thing for me.
That'll test it. That'll do it. I'm telling you, that'll do it.
And I know that if I can control myself in that hectic situation, I can control any situation that I'm going through.
Yes.
So that's why when I first got here, remember, I was like, oh, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. I didn't go off on nobody. I didn't cuss nobody out because I really didn't. I was talking to myself the whole time. I was like, it's okay. Somebody go cut you off. And you just go let it happen.
That's it. You gotta talk to yourself like out loud, like so you can hear it.
And somebody did cut me off, and I was like, "All right, little motherfucker, I ain't mad, but you still little motherfucker."
Right, like that was jank, but whatever.
Right, and watch. And then I paid attention to that one car because he was mad. Whatever was going on in his day, he was pissed. Like he was like jumping in and out of lanes, right? And I mean, he was doing a lot, and you could tell when somebody's doing a lot that they're spending a lot of energy, right?
Yes. Woo!
Why we ended up taking the same exit at the same time. So in my head, that kind of put things into perspective because I know there was times where I was that high too. I was on a 10 too, and I'm like, all that energy I was spending to be at this exact same location with somebody that I cut off. And they're probably chilling because they like, look at this old dumbass bitch. Just mad for no reason. Meanwhile, I'm hype as fuck now.
Right.
Simply because I was trying to get somewhere faster.
Right.
And it didn't work.
Well, that's kind of like a little word, too.
You know what I mean? So I've been noticing little things like that and just trying to talk myself down and being like, okay, you can control this. You don't have to go off. Baby steps. And I can't say I've mastered it. But I have had more days of calm driving than you
have angry. Okay, good. Good.
Anxiety's still there.
Right.
However,
I'm
not rolling my window down trying to cuss nobody out.
Trying to like physically fight.
Success.
Yes. That is success. Like that's, I really like that because that was like a metaphor. That was like a lesson,
right?
Intertwined.
I'm trying to take it like that too.
Yeah, and like just how like kind of like that relates to like the bigger picture of like the glow up. How we get so anxious,
yes,
and we get so frustrated trying to get to where we need to be faster.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not realizing that we're gonna get exactly where we need to be at the time that we need to be there.
Exactly.
Whew.
So that's like my first little step, and I'm still working on it, and I'm gonna be working on it for the rest of 2018.
Listen, driving is probably gonna be something I'm working on for the rest of my life,
right?
Because I feel like as long as I'm alive and am able to drive, people are going to piss me off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and somebody else, just like you're pissed off, is gonna be pissed off as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think we gotta do a whole nother episode on driving because I got some shit to say. I got some stuff to say and to
we
Vince.
Can do that because we got some rules for you hoes. Since y'all don't want to follow rules and regulations,
angry ass.
Okay.
Shit. Anyway,
all right. So, let's see. Let's talk about some of our favorite. Because let's be real. There are unhealthy coping mechanisms, and then like the healthy ones that we've learned through therapy, self-help books, etc. So let's talk about some of our favorite unhealthy coping mechanisms:
smoking,
and eating. And then let's talk about some of the ones that necessarily aren't so fun, that can sometimes be helpful, or even some things that we know we should do but that we don't.
Okay.
So you want to start?
Sure. So unhealthy coping mechanisms. I said smoke. I don't smoke cigarettes. Let's
be clear.
I do partake in the occasional.
Come on.
You
better.
Blunt.
You better dress that up.
The occasional little 420 scenario. And the reason I say it's unhealthy, not because the action itself is unhealthy, because, that's up to debate, different story for a different day. But only because I use it as an escape.
Correct.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'm having a really bad day. I don't want to deal with it. Okay, guess what? I'm going to get high.
And just not think about it.
And I'm about to go to sleep, probably, right. and eat, and be happy, and watch something funny, and be cracking the fuck up.
Yep.
And temporarily, like, it's great. You know what I mean? That's the best thing in the world, to get high, watch some cartoons. That is the best shit in the world.
Yes,
Eat some pizza,
It's a pizza.
But in reality, when you're dealing with your emotions, and when you're dealing with your emotions and you're dealing with your psychology, you absolutely have to deal with your problems. So that's why I say it's unhealthy.
Yes.
Something else I do unhealthy is eat. Yeah, that's actually pretty
standard
accurate.
Go-to.
Yeah, that's pretty standard. And I mean, for me personally, it's fried foods and sugar that is also fried.
Yes, like I'm not a huge sugar person, but whenever I'm down, sugar is the first thing I'm going to. It's so
some fried
weird.
Chicken and some funnel cakes.
Ooh, that actually sounds really good.
That's like a weird combination, but it's so amazing.
It works. When you're not in the right state of mind, you're just like, give me whatever I want.
Yeah, some deep fried Oreos and stuff.
Yeah, that's for sure mine. Eating. Like, ooh, that'll be the first thing. Like, especially like when I have to go to work on a day where I'm not feeling good, that's how I reward myself. I'm like, you know what? You got through this day, girl. You didn't snap on nobody. You didn't cuss nobody out. So you can have whatever you want for dinner.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can have whatever you want today. So I may stop on the way home, get some French fries, and then when I get to the house, order a pizza. And I'm going to have some brownie bites and probably a pint of pistachio ice cream in my freezer.
With some soda.
Well, thankfully, I'm not much of a soda drinker anymore. So I still do the walk.
Small victories, yes.
Small victories, yes. Like I can really do without soda. That's not like a thing for me anymore. But alcohol, whoa. Like and that's unhealthy coping mechanisms. Alcohol, specifically red wine. Like I can't do like the hard liquor thing too much anymore. But I will go through some bottles of red wine. I absolutely will, because there's just something so blissful about a wine drunk. I don't know what it is. But yeah, and another one is also smoking. Yes. So like if I'm too overwhelmed, I'm like, ooh. Nope. I'll short circuit and be like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get high. We're not going to think about any of this.
Facts.
We are going to get high, watch trash reality television shows, trash YouTube videos.
Yes, Maury show.
Come on and just revel in other people's misfortune.
Yes. Jerry Springer. Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, we're going to look at something else to distract from the crumbling tower over here. And I guess my most favorite unhealthy coping mechanism, and we're not advocating for any of these, by the way. We are just simply stating the facts.
We're not saying, you know what? No.
We are not saying this
Sometimes it's okay. No.
We are not advocating for these at all. We are just trying to be transparent because we're just trying to bring a lot of this to the light because we know a lot of people also go through the same things. But anyway,
yeah, sure.
Probably my most favorite one is isolation. I love to isolate myself.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Don't talk to nobody. Texts will go unanswered for days. I will not respond to like IG meme things. None of that. I won't say nothing. I love to be alone.
That's a good one.
Being like, oh, this is self-care. I just need to be by myself. But it gets to a point where it's like, okay, girl, it's been like 2 weeks. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you've been like, I will cancel and flake on any kind of social activities.
No commitments.
No, nothing. I won't commit to anything because I just want to go to work, come home and be by myself. Saturday, like I will spend weekends in my house from sun up to sundown and not leave. You know what I mean? Like not even go outside.
Absolutely.
To see if the world is still spinning. I will just be in the bed, like in my own little world because this is where it's safe. You know what I mean? Like it's just me and my demons in here chilling.
Right.
Like nobody.
They comfortable.
Right. They comfortable. Nobody's outside triggering us. None of that. So yeah. Yeah.
No, I totally agree with that. I think it's one of those things where a little bit of isolation is okay.
Absolutely, because that's how like healing works. So sometimes you do need to be by yourself.
Yeah, if for the very least to identify how you feel.
Yes.
But there does become a certain point where it can become unhealthy.
Yes.
Too much time in your head. Sometimes your mind is the worst place you can stay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because like, have you ever noticed like if you spend too much time like in isolation, when you do go out or like when you do end up in a social setting, you feel so out of place. You feel like, you know what I mean? Like you feel like you just do not belong there and like you're anxious and like the only thing you could think about is when you're gonna leave.
Okay, well here's the thing, I'm awkward as fuck, so I feel like that anyway.
Well yeah, no, same, like that's my default setting as an awkward introvert,
right? But
like if I've been isolating from myself for too long, it'll be really bad. You know what I mean?
See.
Like because I can at least I can be extroverted when the occasion calls for it. You know what I mean? I can
get that.
Like I hate it. It drains every ounce of energy out of me. But if I need to put on, I will put on. You know what I mean?
And you're good at that. Yeah, you can handle it.
And then we'll go back home like, whoo,
good job, girl. Yes, because that's a skill.
But like after like weeks of isolation, I am just like, my name. Hello. You know what I mean? I'm just like very like I don't belong here. Like please don't look at me for too long. Okay, I'm gonna leave.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of. I'm just gonna walk out and leave. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna even say anything to anyone. I'm just gonna grab my bag and go.
Yep.
And then get back home and be like, okay, so we're never doing that again. But yeah, okay. So those were the unhealthy coping mechanisms. So what are some healthy ones that you've either done in the past, still try to do, have learned from a therapist, etc.?
Well, you know how I said a couple seconds ago, like sometimes the worst place you could be is your mind? Uh-huh. For me, sometimes the best place I could be is my mind.
Yeah. So
one thing that I really love, and I don't even know why, I can't tell you where this came from, but like a passion of mine is real estate, and I have no idea why. Just the idea of property and owning homes and the idea of just having a network of just land and house and rental property. The future, right? The possibilities of the future really excite me. So when I'm feeling really bad, I live in a place in the Bay Area where I don't live where the rich people are, but I'm like right across the tracks. Like I'm really close. I'm really close. So I can just drive up into the mountains and look at the really big houses, like the multi-million-dollar houses, the one with the glass windows and shit.
Yes.
And just kind of fantasize and be like, you know what? This is what I'm working for. I'm working and I'm struggling and I'm going through this pain, and one day it's going to pay off. And one day I'm going to have a house like this. One day I'm going to have homes plural,
yes.
like this.
Yes.
One day I'm gonna have. I don't really care about cars, but just for the sake of the example, one day I'm gonna have a car like this. You know what I mean?
Right.
That has been probably one of the most effective things, just kind of keeping hope alive.
Yes.
Because sometimes
that's the only thing you can rely on, truly.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes that's the only thing.
Yeah, so I grab my dog. We get in my car. We go get some ice cream because I say shit. He loves ice cream. Get some ice cream and we just drive around the rich people houses.
Yes. So, like, just planning and looking forward, that keeps you pushing. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I don't know.
I would even set a budget. I would be like, all right, I got in 10 years, how much can I save?
I love that, though. No, truly, like, and I admire that about you because, you know, you are able to plan for the future and, you know, like, let that motivate you and let that excite you. Me, I don't want to say something wrong with me. It's something I'm working through, like, that whole instant gratification thing. Like, if I can't get it right now, I am just like, I'm never gonna have it. Why is my life like this?
No, same.
So one thing, like, I guess, well, on the very, very basic level, healthy coping mechanisms for me are just remembering to take care of myself. So that can be something like taking a shower. You know, because sometimes I can go days without showering because I just don't have the strength or the energy to. Going outside. And as far as, like, working on my goals and, like, planning for my future, just prioritizing 2 things to do that day and just doing those.
That's good.
Like, do not think about anything else. Don't touch nothing else. Don't open up another tab, another window on this computer, nothing. Just do these 2 things. And be done. Because one thing I can do, like, this is just kind of like a default. Like, I'm always anxious about everything all the time. But, like, when I'm depressed, it's especially bad. Because it's like, I'll try to focus on one thing, but then I'll be thinking about 30 other things down the line.
Right.
And worrying and getting anxious about those and, like, getting upset about those that I won't even finish the one thing. And so then I'm berating myself for not finishing the one thing. And then I just continue to spiral, like, this is why I will never be in anything.
That is so frustrating.
You know what I mean? That's why I'll be living in this box for the rest of my life. So
we be so dramatic with our young self.
Oh my God. At 25. Just dramatic, like,
we gonna die like this.
This is just what my life is gonna be. Listen, I know people who are older love looking at us like,
yes.
Just like we love looking at 16-year-olds.
I
like,
was
girl,
just finna say that.
Girl.
That's my favorite thing, to look at my cousins and secretly judge them. I mean, like, girl, please keep living.
If you don't calm your 12-year-old self down, girl, like, everything is gonna be fine. So just you know, we have to keep that all mentality for ourselves. But yeah, so just kind of like breaking down things into chewable pieces.
Right.
And yeah.
You know something else that really works for me?
What?
I actually just thought about it. I have a very small network of older friends.
Okay.
So what that does for me is it shows me that things will be okay. Like, no matter how hard my life gets.
Oh, that's true.
They had a life too. They had a hard life too, and they got through it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm 25 feeling like I'm finna die, right? Okay,
right.
cool.
Oof.
They're 35, approaching 40, and they're like, girl, keep living. Trust me. I went through A, B, and C. You can get through
and I am still
D,
here.
E, and F.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So sometimes what I need is somebody to help me put things into perspective. Like, things are hard now.
Right.
That doesn't mean they're going to be hard forever.
Right.
And especially when you're somebody that gets anxious a lot and you're like us and you think about the future like, oh, I'm never going to make it. It'd be dramatic as fuck.
Dramatic.
I think sometimes it's important to have people like that that's maybe a little bit older, but they understand what you're going through.
Yes.
So
they're empathetic.
Right, they're empathetic to what you're going through, so they could be like, girl, you're fine.
Right.
You can be mad, cry, your emotions are valid, be upset, but know that you don't have to give up because it will get better if you let it.
Right. And I love people who like say that and then like tell their stories. You know what I mean? Because like it can be cliche, and that can even be low key annoying to hear people tell you like, "Oh, it's gonna get better. Absolutely. It'll be fine." Because you're like, "Yeah, bitch," but you don't even know.
Exactly.
But you don't even know. But to hear somebody be like, "It's gonna get better," because girl, listen, I went through the X, Y, Z. You know, that's why I love hearing come up stories.
Yeah.
Like I love hearing people be like, or tell their stories of homelessness and saying like at this age they were on the brink of suicide, or they were living in their car, or you know, they moved to a different state with $200 in their pocket and they made it. I like hearing stories like that. Because then I'm like, all right, because see me, like I guess I'm more visual, so if I could see it, like, so if I could hear your story and be like, ooh, okay, I see some similarities in my own story, okay, all right, it calms that anxiety a little bit,
right?
So yeah,
I actually love that too. Like I will always and forever mention the fact that Oprah had a suicide note written at 29. I will always have that story.
Oprah the Winfrey.
Oprah was like, you know what, fuck this.
Oprah, $1 billion Oprah.
At 29, like very close to 30, she was about to end it all and be like, yo, it's not worth it.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And being totally fucking honest, like, you don't have to answer this. Nobody has to answer this. But, like, how many times have you thought that? Like, fuck it. You know? And to know that Oprah and many other people, many other very successful people have similar stories to where they lived, they had a hard life, growing up hard, possibly even abused, mistreated, whatever. And they were really on the brink of giving up on themselves, giving up on life, giving up on possibilities, giving up on everything. And look what happened when they didn't.
That is such a testament to keep on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shit may be looking real bleak, and it is. Yeah. At least over here anyway.
And that's not to say everybody's going to end up being an Oprah, but you know what I mean?
No, right.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely, because I mean, we all quantify our own successes in different ways. Absolutely. So our success may not look like Oprah's success, even though I would love
success look like Oprah.
I would love to have even a quarter of Oprah's success. Okay, please.
Oprah gonna mentor me one day, and
$1 billion.
I just want to put that in the atmosphere, put that in the world.
Yep.
I'm gonna have dinner with Oprah, and I'm gonna bring some fried chicken.
Come on, manifestation.
Yeah, yes. And she's gonna cook something from her line of cookware that she has.
Yes, and then she's gonna pick you some fresh food from her garden.
Absolutely, and we go sit in her kitchen, we go eat.
What? And I know Oprah get down too. I feel like she does, in like an auntie way. Yeah. I feel like her and Gail just be in there cooking. Like they just be in there cooking. You know what I mean? Just because. They just be tearing it up, making homemade biscuits and stuff. Ooh, wow, Auntie Oprah.
Jeez.
Call us. But yes.
And even on a smaller, I'm sorry, I like stories.
No, please keep.
I love stories. I just remember a couple, I think there's a really old Facebook post. It was a couple years ago. I think it was a meme. And this girl was basically saying like, she's so glad that her suicide attempt didn't work. And she was kind of describing a little bit about, her struggles, how she just felt that she was ugly, worthless, useless. Her life was never going to be better. People were always going to hurt her. She was never going to find love. And she was telling this story as she was sitting with her husband and her twins in the house that they had just purchased. And she was saying for her, one, that was like her only dream as a child.
Right.
So as a child, she never even fathomed that would be her reality.
Right.
You know what I mean? So even successes like that, sometimes it helps to just dig down inside yourself and figure out what is it that makes you happy. Disregard the fact whether or not you feel like you deserve it.
Now, because take that out. Because that's a whole different subject in and of itself.
Take that out. Somehow figure out a way to disconnect from that mentality and just say, like, in a perfect world, what would need to happen in order for you to feel like you've reached some level of success?
Right.
And then once you have that idea, in a perfect world, what do I have to do to make that happen?
Right. And I think, like, in order to do that, you have to be real and, like, evaluate how you quantify success.
Right.
You know what I mean? So success may look like may look different to different people. So like for me personally, I used to have Beyonce dreams. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to be a superstar performer, touring the world, known by everyone, that kind of thing. And so because I'm not that, I am just now entering a space where I'm not as hard on myself as I used to be. And I kind of had to sit and evaluate, okay, so what would it mean to be successful in music to you? Mm-hmm. Does that mean dropping an album and that's it? You know what I mean? Does that mean like creating one song and having it on iTunes and play it on the radio? Is that it? Mm-hmm. Like, or do you want a career? Do you want to make money? Like how do you quantify it? And one artist I've been following who I really love is Kehlani, because she's so real. And I just love the way she quantifies her success. You know, so in the world of Beyonce's and Rihanna's and, you know, these big pop stars, sometimes for other artists, it can get intimidating because you feel like you have to have that level of success to be important.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you feel like you have to have number one records and number one albums to be successful as a musician. Whereas her, she's just like, listen, I'm paying my mama's bills and I bought a house and I'm putting gas on my car from doing something that I love to do. And that is success to me. Yes. So whether or not any of these albums reach number one, bitch, that don't matter.
Yes.
Because, you know what I mean? Because I am living a comfortable life doing something I love to do, period. That's success. And like just watching her and her journey has made me realize like, oh shit. Okay, so what does this mean for me? You know what I mean? Like, so what does that look like to me? And so being able to reevaluate that has helped me actually make steps. Like, so I'm teaching myself how to play the keyboard. You know what I mean? Like slow steps. And there are still days where I get anxious, like, bitch, you're just now learning how to play the piano at 25. You know what I mean? And like, you're not putting music out. Like there are other people your age who are already out here touring, and I have to quiet those noises like, hey, we don't even know if that's what we want. Let's just try. Because listen, I talk about being anxious and awkward all the time. I don't want to be nobody's Beyonce. So, you know what I mean? Like
I was just about to say that.
I don't want to be famous. Like
I wonder at this point, does Beyonce want to be Beyonce?
Listen,
you know what I mean? Can you imagine how much goes into being Beyonce?
I couldn't imagine. And like
people swear they want that type of success, and it's like,
do you though?
Do you really?
Do you really want what it takes? Beyonce is always being criticized, trolled. People are always in her business talking about her children, sneaking and taking pictures. Her marriage is under a microscope all the time. Like I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that.
She can't go to Walmart. When the last time you see Beyonce at Walmart?
Listen, and that's the thing. You would never take walking around Target for me. Okay, you never. I love to do that too much to ever have that taken from me. So yeah, just quantifying your success. And another point, sorry, I feel like I'm talking forever. Another point I wanted to add to that was just to find success in our own stories. You know, so just even thinking back to like 10 years ago, like, oh, I was so dramatic. So like at 15, I didn't think I would, first of all, live to see 25. I didn't think...
that's real.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, real. I didn't think I would live to see 25. Why do we feel that way? I never thought I was going to move out of my mama's house.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I was like, oh, I'm going to be trapped forever. Like, this is just going to be a miserable existence. But here I am at 25.
Hey, look at you.
Here I am outside of my mama's house. Hey. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you stop and realize like, oh shit, like I'm actually kind of succeeding in life, then I think that's where you find the inspiration and the motivation to make that next step. So you have to appreciate the success that you've had thus far.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. And as you mentioned earlier, sometimes the little steps and the little successes need to be celebrated. Like, bitch, you brushed your teeth today. Hey. You brushed the fuck out of them teeth. Okay. Yes. You took a shower. Yes.
And like say that shit out loud to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, look at yourself in the mirror and say that. Like, yes, bitch, we took a shower. High five.
Took a shower, bitch. Use that Victoria's Secret.
We finna get back in this bed though.
Yes.
And continue watching these movies, but we took a shower.
Hey.
Did that.
And sometimes that's enough. Okay. Exactly. That is enough.
Oh God. So yeah.
I wish we could say I really do wish with mental illness, especially, well, I don't want to say especially, but mental illness period, I wish you could say that there was a period of time where it ended. You know, where it's like, oh, you have your little symptoms, you go through it, boom, what, you're cured?
But by 26, girl, it'll be all over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I wish it was something like that, but it's like, you can't say that, and it's an ongoing thing, and we do have these coping mechanisms and ways that we get through things, and the truth is, it's not a fix, it's not even a band-aid, it's a lifestyle.
Yes.
And that might be a hard pill to swallow for some people, but it's the truth. Now granted, as we mentioned earlier, there are levels, right? There's different types of, I'm just saying depression because that's what we are most experienced with.
Right.
You know, there's different levels of depression. There's different types of depression. So, yeah, but...
Yeah. This isn't a one-size-fit-all kind of game.
Yeah.
It's really not. But like you said, it all comes down to you. Like, and that does suck. It does. That fucking sucks. Sometimes you just want the world to be fucking right and give you the things you deserve. Because you're like, look, I worked hard. Okay. Yes. I've struggled. I've been broke for quite long enough, I feel, anyway. Some people may feel different. Some people feel like you're supposed to struggle through all your 20s. Me, I feel like, listen, I struggled 21 through 25. Where is my come up?
Yes.
But that's not how the world works. So it does really come down to you. What are you willing to do?
Yeah. And it also, well, that's absolutely the biggest thing. But another thing that helps, although you might not want to do it, is find someone that you can confide in. Yes. You know, find somebody that at the very least understands what you're going through.
Yes.
You don't have to tell them everything. You don't have to tell them every thought. You don't have to tell them everything, you know. Right. But just someone that you know, when you're with this person, you're not alone.
Right. Right.
That can make a world of difference.
Yes, it can.
You know what I mean?
Yes, it can.
Simply because, and it's actually really funny, I was doing some research. I actually read an article. I'm an article reader.
Yes.
I'm an article reader. And it said that people that struggle with depression, and specifically people that struggle with suicidal thoughts, should often hang out with people that they love, simply because when you love someone, you're less likely to hurt them. Which means you're less likely to hurt yourself, because deep down you know that they care about you.
Wow.
You know, versus when you're alone, you don't give a fuck.
Isolated. Right. Which is another reason why isolation can be dangerous.
Absolutely. Like, for real, when's the last time you heard of someone harming themselves in the presence of their friend?
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't happen. It's unheard of.
That's true.
So, just food for thought.
That's very, very true.
If you're feeling horrible, or if you're feeling bad, and you can, you know, reach out. And family members and loved ones and friends, if you notice someone is isolating themselves and getting to a point that's a little out of character for them, check in on them.
Absolutely.
Check in on them. Or sometimes got to be aggressive and be like, look, bitch, I'm coming over. So
you ain't got to say shit to me, but I'm about to come sit on your couch and eat your Cheetos.
So open your door.
And watch your TV. So I'm outside.
I'm outside. So
no, that's super real.
You just gonna make me stand out here?
That's super real. Especially like during the holidays, we have to take care of each other, you know, because you never know what people are going through. And usually the things that people are going through come to a head during the holidays. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is a very triggering time. Even for people who are or seemingly happy. You know what I mean?
True, yes.
Like, who are seemingly happy, the holidays can be a very triggering time. Yes. So, yeah, we do need to take care of each other. Make sure we're checking in on our friends, even if it's a, hey, girl, how you doing? Just thinking about you.
Right.
That kind of thing.
Because sometimes mental illness is not easy to track or to trace.
Yes, it's not.
I had a whole entire roommate, and I had no idea that she struggled with the mental illness. I just thought like, oh, okay, sometimes she be tripping and she want to be by herself. Cool. Yep. Who am I to interfere? And it wasn't until much later that, you know, we were talking, we were catching up because we haven't seen each other in a long time. And she told me like, no, actually, when I would act like that or when that would happen, it was because I was struggling with depression. Mm-hmm. And
that's so real.
As a friend, I was like, fuck, like I have depression. You know what I mean? I have clinical depression.
You're like, how did I not see that?
Yeah. And it just kind of went over my head. So that's another testament to everybody doesn't react to mental illness the same.
Right.
So if you notice somebody's just out of character for how they usually be, you know, be a friend. Check in.
That's it.
Genuinely check in. Do a little bit more than, hey, girl, you good?
Right.
You know?
Right. Because if you're known to ask that kind of question,
right,
and then give a shallow response,
yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. Right. Ooh. Okay, so on the opposite side of that, speaking to me and like other people like me, we also have to be more proactive in reaching out when we need help. We can't always sit and wait for someone to check on us. Because I know I get like that too. I ain't heard from nobody. Nobody cares about me.
Guilty.
Yes. Come on. Moment of truth. I will do that. I'll be like, nobody cares about me. No real friends.
Just be discounting your whole friendship.
Just be disrespecting everybody you love or everybody who loves
them.
you.
They don't love me.
Fuck them. They don't get it. They haven't texted me. Don't they know what I'm going through? Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably because they're going through something themselves. So, yes, you need to check in on your friends. But on the opposite side of that, if you are going through something, you also need to reach out.
Yes.
And because people do actually love you and care about you and want you to reach out to them. So,
you know something weird? Okay, I don't know if this worked. I'm going to say it anyway because it just popped in my head.
Okay.
What if friends had like code words? Because you know how sometimes people feel weird saying like, hey girl, I'm depressed right now. Yes. You know what I mean? It's weird, right? So what if friends had like code words like Jamaica? I don't know if I don't know about that one, but
that's
for
actually
example,
like a good idea.
You know, Jamaica, quote unquote. You text it and then that's just kind of like 911, like shit is real. Let's, eat.
Yes.
Something, you know. I don't know. Maybe that will.
That's
maybe
actually a very good idea.
Yeah, maybe that'll take some of the anxiety away from feeling like you're a bother. Because isn't that how you feel? Like that's how I feel.
You're a burden, and you're like, oh, I don't want to bother them. They're going through this.
Exactly.
Or,
because I don't know about you, but like I'm the type of friend, or not even friend. Like I'm the type of person that I could be going through the worst type of depression, right? Like episode where I'm like, bitch, tomorrow, like it's not finna happen.
Tell it.
And then one of my friends texts me like, I need you. And I'm like, all right, girl.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Like, all right, I'm on my way.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Although I know in my head, I wouldn't be a bother no matter what. Sometimes I still feel that way. So.
Because that depression bitch could tell you that too.
Yeah.
She'd be like, don't you bother them.
Yeah.
Don't you know they're happy right now?
Don't
you know they're having a good
too.
Or right, it could be both. It could be they had a long week, or didn't you see that Facebook status? They're going through it. Or on the opposite, it could be, don't you see how happy they are right now?
They just came back from vacation.
Leave them alone. Don't you dare bother them with your bullshit, because you don't even know what's going on yourself. So don't bring, you know what I mean? Because that's another thing. I hate to bring that kind of shit to somebody when I don't even know what's going on. Like, you need help, but you're just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to articulate that to anyone. So essentially, I would just be this source of negative energy for someone that I don't want to do that.
Maybe that could be part of the code word. So it's like when you use the code word, it's code for like, I'm going through something, but don't ask what's wrong.
Right. Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm going through something, don't necessarily feel like or know how to articulate it correctly. So just come over and just, let's talk about other shit.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good idea.
I like that.
You could even rig. I'm not thinking this all the way through, but I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
You could probably even rig your do not disturb on your phone. Like, so do not disturb, at least like for iPhones, there's like a feature where you can turn on your driving. And when you're driving with this do not disturb on, it'll automatically send a response message back to whoever texted you saying, like, I'm driving while do not disturb is on.
Yeah.
I'll text you whenever I get to where I'm going. Mm-hmm. Or if it's urgent, say urgent and then send your message and it'll come through. Mm-hmm. So maybe you could even rig it like that. So change the message from I'm driving with do not disturb to like, okay, let me just say, you could change it from do not disturb to like, I'm currently going through blah, 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 da, 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 da. Which would be a good idea if it didn't go out to everyone who texted you.
I was just gonna
I didn't think that all the way through.
Your mama will start tripping.
Oh,
your mama will be like, "I'm coming."
My mom will knock on my front door, and I'm like, "Mom, what are you doing here?"
Moms are
I
great.
got your text.
Right.
you're like, whoa, mom, that was just Wednesday. I'm fine now, actually.
Yeah.
you're like, just going through something. But yeah, I think the vocabulary, the code words, that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, right?
Just have like a couple different levels, a couple different words.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a good one, but I'm thinking of stupid ones.
I'm thinking of like pineapple.
Right? I'll be like kiwi. Fruit and shit. Pizza. What? No.
Like, girl, what are all these symbols and emojis you are texting me? I don't know what none of this means. Then they just gonna stop texting your ass back.
Right.
And then it's really gonna be bad. But no, I really like that idea. That's something to work on amongst your friends group.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm gonna sell that idea to like a psychologist or something. Let them develop it. I'm a patent it.
Actually, hey, wait. That would actually be a really good idea. Do an app.
Oh, bitch, we can't even release this episode till we do the app.
Oh, shoot. Let me stop talking. We're not going to even give this information off on air, but whoa, that's an app idea.
Oh, shit.
That is an app idea.
That's actually, whoa.
Like an emotional distress app.
Whoa.
And it's like you can plug in certain people so that way it doesn't necessarily go to everyone you text. It just goes to like your core group of friends. So when they text you, they get the message like,
oh, bitch.
I'm currently in emotional
That's kind of revolutionary. Is this time-stamped? So if somebody come out with this idea,
absolutely, it's time stamped. It absolutely is. Like,
dare it. Idea, like,
I'm like, so actually, on this episode recorded on this day at this time, this is when we said this.
Wow, that's great.
But that's a really good idea, though.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Because how nice would that be to just open an app, be like, bitch, I'm in a mood. Let me open this app. I have my friends in here. I'm turning on this message so that way, if they text me, if they haven't heard from me in a couple days and they text me, this is what they get.
Yeah, and you don't even have to send it out.
You don't have to send it out. It's just an auto response that goes out.
Oh, shit.
Like, hey, I'm in the throes of another depressive episode. You know what I mean? And like, you can even say how severe it is in there. Like, just give me a couple days and I'll get back to you. Don't worry about it. Or, hey, please reach out to me. You know what I mean? Because I'm unable to do it myself. Please reach out to me. Thank you so much.
Game changer.
Wait, bitch. Wow, we're really okay. We're gonna look into this. Please, nobody steal that because that would just be so stank. Because that's actually wow, that would revolutionize the way we go about mental health.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I think that's a good idea too.
That's a really good idea.
I'm not even high right now. That's a good idea.
What? This is a sober thought. Oh my god. Can't be creative when I'm sober. Yes,
that is so.
But no, that would be really dope because, like you said, sometimes it is hard to reach out. But yeah, we just got to take care of each other during this time. What else? Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Say in relation to this topic. This is basically us just getting all of this stuff off of our chest. And hoping that we're relating to you in some way.
We gotta relate to somebody. I refuse to believe that we're the only two people
we're not.
In this world.
No, we're not.
Struggling with, I call it serial depression. That's a word I just made up. But, you know what I mean? Real, like depression that just keep bringing its ass back.
That's
like,
real.
Go away. It's so frustrating.
My God. And it's like the end of the year. We're about to wrap up the year. 2018 is done. So a lot of us are just like, taking a look at our life. We'll do a recap episode for our next one, but like we're just looking at our whole life from the year, and some of us are feeling a way about it. And so it's just a lot going on, as we wrap up. Can you believe we are so close to 2020? Like, I used to think 2020 was like a foreign concept. Like 2020, like y'all just throwing numbers out there now. Like, oh no,
no, that is true. That's just like,
oh, y'all just saying anything.
Yeah, I distinctly remember in elementary school being like, wow, 2020.
We thought it was gonna be the Jetsons up in this bitch.
Why is cars. It not?
Huh? That's the real question.
I don't give a fuck. Listen, I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. The government got some technology.
I know they do.
That's all I'm saying. Y'all know I'm a conspiracist, so
listen, and they're giving it all to Amazon. If you want to be real, because have you heard of those new Amazon Go stores?
Okay, let's not talk about it.
I gotta tell you about it. Wait, okay, do you really not want to hear about it?
No, come on.
Okay, I want to. It's not like bad, but it's interesting. So Amazon Prime, Amazon pretty much rules the world. Pretty much. So Amazon Prime, I'm so proud of them. Wow. Now they have like physical location stores, like grocery stores, like shit that you need. That what you do, you just log into your Amazon app, you log into your Amazon account, scan it when you go into the store. There's no cashiers, no clerks, or there's no clerks, but there's people there to like help you find stuff, but there's no like cashiers or anything. You go, all of the shelves are censored. So everything that you pick up goes to your phone. Everything you pick up is automatically charged to your phone. And when you walk out, that's when they charge you for everything that you took. It's wild. So you walk in, scan your phone, go pick you up a $12 sandwich, and just walk right back out. And Amazon takes care of it because it has like all of your financial information. So it just charges you. So you don't have to stop and talk to nobody if you don't want to. You know what I mean? You don't have to deal with the checkout process.
First of all, a $12 sandwich is expensive as fuck.
Yeah, that store is expensive as fuck. I saw some of the prices in there. It's no joke. And of course, it's in San Francisco, so you know what that means. But, whatever. We're not going to go there.
I don't think I like that.
It's a little, I think if, like, Trump wasn't president and shit, and if, like, things weren't so scary, that'd be, like, tight as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, if the government wasn't, like, corrupt, this would be, like, dope. I'd be like, yes, finally. This is, like, the 2020 Jetsons age I thought we would be at. Mm-hmm. But, like, you're just, like, everything's so scary, so you're like, what the fuck does this really mean? Yeah. What are they doing with all of this shopping information? Because it's like, now this app knows what you're buying on a regular basis if you shop at this store. You know what I mean? Like, because it will pull up in your order history. So it's like, you know what I mean? So it could track your spending habits and
that's brilliant as Amazon. Come on.
That's why Amazon is a multi-billion-dollar company. You understand me? And Jeff Bezos is worth like billions.
That's brilliant as fuck. Wow.
Even though his workers are getting paid shit, but whatever. Wow. But yeah, so like, listen.
Isn't it crazy to think that, wasn't Amazon founded in the 90s?
Yeah. Yeah, and like
in somebody's garage.
Yeah, they showed like a picture of like the original office. It was like one of those typical one desk, papers everywhere, one of those like analog, old computers. That's funny. How Amazon started.
That goes back to like, how do you quantify success? Because I'm a business person as well, and my dream is to have a successful business. Mm-hmm. I would never want to be as successful as Amazon. I would never want that responsibility myself. I'd sell my business before it got to Amazon.
Listen.
I would. I'd sell my business, be rich as fuck, and retire.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah.
What I look like running a big ass empire like that, and for what? For the government to say that I have to work with them and shit? I ain't finna do business.
I don't want to get too deep into it because like I don't want the government in any of my business.
That's true, but fuck them.
It's just so sad to see that they could be doing good with this, but they're not. You know what I mean? Like, so Amazon's a $1 billion company. The fucking founder just made like $30 billion or whatever last year. But like,
what do you do with that money? Like at that point,
you can like give it away. Money. Like you can make the world a better place with that kind of money.
That's stupid money. That's like money that your great grandchildren will never spend.
Okay, Jesus is gonna come back before you have an opportunity to spend all that money.
Absolutely. So what? Like at that point, like my nigga, retire.
It's like, why do you have all that money, but you're getting tax write-off? Like you're not paying taxes. Like you have tax exemptions. Why do you have that much money and your employees are committing suicide because they're forced to work in shit conditions for shit pay?
Girl, we have to talk about that off air. We won't. We have to talk about that off air because I got some stories.
Listen. Okay, yeah, we won't go there because now we're going into a completely different topic. We're going into a completely different subject and that's not what this show is for. Sorry. But sometimes you just be looking at it and be like, my nigga.
Yes.
What is going on? But anywho. Yeah, so I feel like we've been talking y'all's ear off for quite some time now. Is there anything else you wanted to add here?
No, the only thing I think I want to add is just be mindful of yourself. I think that's the biggest takeaway.
Absolutely.
Be mindful and be fair.
Yes.
And know that if you are dealing with any sort of mental illness, you can get to the next day.
Absolutely.
You can do it. And you know how sometimes people say, oh, just take it one day at a time. Mm-hmm. Sometimes one day at a time is too much time.
Sometimes you gotta take it 20 minutes at a time.
Sometimes you gotta take it 5 minutes at a time.
Bitch, let's set this timer. If we can survive these 5 minutes, then we are okay.
Let me tell you, full transparency, I have absolutely done that.
Yeah.
I have been at work before, like, I'm not gonna make it. Looked at my clock. 5 minutes passed, like, whoo, bitch, success.
Yes.
5 minutes. If I get through this 5 minutes, I can get through the next 5 minutes. Now, if I could get through this 5 minutes, I could get through 30 minutes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to take microscopic steps.
Crawl on your hands and knees if you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do to make it to the next minute, to the next hour, to the next day, and to the next year. Jesus. You'll be okay. We'll be okay.
We will be okay. Yeah. And just piggybacking off what you said, be kind to yourself. Make sure you're checking how you're talking to yourself. If you wouldn't call up a friend and say all the negative shit that you're saying to yourself to a friend, then you probably shouldn't be talking to yourself like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't call you up like, you dumb bitch, how dare you not
That's
do
true.
this one. You know what I mean? Like, if you wouldn't call up a friend and just go ham on them for making a mistake, yo, stupid ass, lazy ass bitch, then don't do it to yourself, because life is already going to beat us up. Like life. Like, so the outside world, there's no sense in us doing it to ourselves internally.
Absolutely.
No, like, it doesn't help.
Absolutely.
So yeah, just speak kindly to yourself. Be gentle. Be patient. It's okay. The day may seem hard, but guess what? God willing, you're going to wake up tomorrow and you're going to have a whole new day to try to turn it around. So just don't give up on yourself, because, you know, you got to root for you.
Yep.
Always. And always. All right. And with that, I think we are going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yay. So if you resonated with anything that we talked about today, which I feel like we touched a couple people. I feel like somebody was like, yes, finally something I can absolutely 100% relate to. Go ahead and send us an email at theflowofpod@gmail.com. Feel free to just drop comments, ask us questions, and let us know if you'd like us to answer it on or off air. Totally up to you. Hashtag us at theflowofpod. And yes.
Yeah. And if you guys have any other coping mechanisms, positive, please,
yes,
that we didn't touch on, or maybe that we didn't think about, let us know. Because listen, we always looking for ways to make it through the next day.
Yes.
Period.
Please give us some things to share. I think that could be like a segment that we add to the show. Like, no matter what the subject is,
Mm-hmm.
like, we just add in a segment of like self-care, mental health care or something. Okay. I mean, all of it, like, it falls under everything that we talk about, or everything that the show is about, but just having a dedicated moment to that specifically.
Right.
So yeah,
I'm down for it.
All right, y'all. Well, until next time, stay safe out there. Happy holidays.
Love yourself and each other. That was so corny. Wow.
No, but say that.
But you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, love yourself minus the corny shit.
Yes. You know, it's the holidays. Tell somebody you love them. Tell yourself you love you.
Yes, girl.
All right. And we will talk to you guys next time.
Hey, bye.
Bye.